This is just judgment-free zone, but be respectful about this joint.
Real respectful. It is a no judgment zone. So that's what Sip and Discuss is basically. Our gear point is, it's like we want to bring black people together no matter what their religious beliefs are, no matter what their sexuality is. Like, this is a no judgment free zone. Like, whatever your topic you want to talk about, we ask people, let us know. We'll discuss it here, because we feel like one of the biggest things that the black community lacks is communication.
And safe spaces.
And safe spaces. And what separates us from each other is that we feel like we can't coexist together because we don't hold the same beliefs when it comes to religion.
Right, so when you say safe space, what do you mean by safe space? Because everybody's safe space be different.
For me, my safe space is I'm not going to let nobody disrespect
who you are and what you stand for.
And what you stand
allowed
for.
to be who you are.
You allowed to
unapologetically.
Yes, voice for black and brown people. Like, you're here. If that's what you want to talk about, if that's what you want to voice, even if it's not something that I wholeheartedly believe in or am about, I'm not going to this is not a place where somebody can get online and disrespect you. You can point out your beliefs or why you don't agree, but you need to do it in a respectful way. So that's what Sip and Discuss is about. I feel like the black community can become stronger and more together when we realize that we don't have to agree on everything.
We can agree to disagree.
We can agree to disagree, but the one thing that we all should agree on is that we're going to respect and love each other, and it's us first. This is Sip and Discuss, guys. Thank you for being with us. We are back. This is
episode 2 for the new year.
Yes. Oh, we keeping track of episodes?
Nah, we're not keeping track of episodes, but we just letting y'all know we back.
We back. This is season. We have the famous DJ 5D in the building.
How y'all doing? Thanks.
Yes. Thank you for. So before we start the show, we always like to ask our guests what their zodiac sign is. I think I know yours because I had to be a little stalker on your page to get a little bit of information. But what's your zodiac sign? Ah!
The God of War.
Independent, hard workers.
Yes.
Yes. Stand on what we say. We loyal. We stand on what we say. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah, y'all are loyal.
So what's y'all sign?
So we is real water. We
I'm
water.
a Cancer.
And I'm a Pisces.
Cancer.
Ooh, what you?
Water sounds just a lot of emotions.
Fire, of course, fire is not gonna like water, cause we gonna put you out.
No, we create the smoke. Don't put us out. Smoke. It's the difference.
I guess.
I live with a little Aries, so
we change your whole thing. Y'all
right.
Change from water to.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. He definitely does shift the mood.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely.
Yes, that's why.
And he's definitely walking on eggshells around.
Yes, like doing a little bit of research, stalking your page. I think now I'm allowed to stalk people's page because I'm a host. We host the talk show, so I'm allowed to stalk. But so looking on the thing, I was like, I was watching one of the podcasts that you did, and it was like you was a bar porter, and I was just like, that like shook my whole mind because I'm like, wait, he was a bar porter because I feel like you've reached that status, especially in our community, where it's just like we hear 5D, we see 5D, and all we see
is DJ.
It's DJ.
You be on the go.
Like you don't have a life. You don't have a family. How does that?
Like he just party all the time.
Yeah,
at the party.
How does that feel? And have you noticed that, or is that something that like you haven't noticed that people can't separate the two?
Yeah, they can't separate the two. It's like it's just sometimes it's kind of annoying because it's just like you be out in public and then the only thing people say to you is like, "When's the next party?" You gotta talk to me about party. I'm a normal person. You can talk to me about anything. I don't have a conversation with people unless it's like need some intelligent conversation going on. Everything be about party. Yeah, everything be about party. But
And I probably was like that when I was young. I
mean, it's cool. I understand. They see me, they think party, they think fun. You know what I'm saying? It relates, but yeah, it's all about party.
It's really hard to sometimes when you like excited about something, you finally get to see that person And I really, honestly, to be honest with you, I've only been excited about 2 DJs my entire life. And y'all know I hit that big mark recently. And so I've only been excited about 2 DJs my entire life. It is 5D. Anytime I see 5D on a flyer or anything, it was like, I'm going.
You already know it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be lit. And the other person was Funkmaster Flex, and I fell in love with Funkmaster Flex when we was at the 4040 and he took a Britney Spears fucking song and mixed it with some other shit, and I was just like, whoa! It was like non-stop. You did not want to. You and him, non-stop. Like you in a room with 5D playing, it's non-stop. You don't want to go to the bathroom. You don't want to go get your drink.
Don't miss that
You-
song.
Right, because he get ready to put him in the party. If you partied in the 2000s, I was about to hit. It's a classic mix, you know. You can't wait for it. You wait to hear that one song and then you be like, oh, here we go. Now you about to
Did you ever like get into? Cause I don't remember you ever getting into it, and that style kind of started irritating me. But I don't remember you ever getting into it where they play like a second of a song.
It's more like that now because the songs be like hook driven.
Right.
So a lot of times now you might play the hook of the song and I'll be into the next joint. So earlier the songs was they had more feeling. They were talking about something. Now it's the same old shit they just talking about. Getting high, getting drunk, So the hooks now is just they quick rock the hook. You get on to the next song. They might say a couple other things. Depends on the song. Just depends on the song. But yeah, back in the day, you wasn't just playing the hooks. First of all, it was less music. Now it's music coming out every day. You can't even keep up. It was ridiculous.
My favorite thing about going to a party and hearing a DJ, especially like 5D, is starting a song, stopping it, be like, hold up, y'all not hyping up. Y'all not hyping up. I'm gonna play this shit back.
Yes.
I'm gonna play this shit back. And now,
Get that shit.
get that shit out.
I need to hear
I was here. Y'all not loud enough. Did y'all not hear what the fuck I just played?
Right.
I'll see enough of y'all motherfuckers up.
Go time.
Get the fuck up.
Go time.
And then he played it again. And now everybody lit.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that. You know, we from the East Coast, so we a little cooler. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We are definitely.
You gotta be like, hold up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We cool.
Niggas, y'all come to party,
Yeah,
y'all just standing around.
But we AC, South Jersey, they want to dance the last hour.
Right. They gotta get drunk. First of all, we don't get there to the last hour.
Yeah, you don't get there.
We don't get there to the last hour.
So 2 o'clock is go time.
Right.
2 o'clock is go time. I'm saying, but all the hot songs are 2 o'clock.
That's
right.
Used to be.
You don't
Go
leave
out
our
until
house
like
12, 1, like at 11 o'clock. We pre-game.
Pre-gaming at the house.
No, we stay over till 6. Some of our clubs, like we drinking all
night. Don't let us be somewhere with a kitchen.
So I DJ at Kiss once a month, and they like when that door open, people start flooding. About 12 o'clock, it's packed.
Really?
Yeah, about 12 o'clock it's packed, and then it started dying down like around 3 o'clock.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like 3 o'clock. It never lasted. Like 4, but 12 o'clock.
That's some out of town.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm about to say.
it's
It's
all
definitely
out of
not
town.
the local.
It's all out of towners in there. It might be like sprinkle here, a couple people I might see, but other than that, it's all out of town.
That's just some people floating through the casino.
Mhm.
They just so happen to float through.
They heard that in the hallway. They be like, oh, fly in there.
What was the pivotal moment when you knew that you wanted to pursue this full time?
That's when I seen that. I guess when I was working at Bally's being a bar porter, and I seen that damn Double X magazine with my name in it.
Oh.
Right.
That
He's
was,
like, I can't come back up in this motherfucker no more.
I'm like, oh, this shit is real.
Right.
It's on.
Right.
It's on. Ain't no stopping from here.
Right.
So was it an instant, or was it like how was that transition?
It was
like,
just it took a minute. So I was working a regular job, and then it was like I was just starting, so I was just grinding. So I had a nice little job. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? Tips and all that. But it just took me a while to transition because from the city, so my life was a little bit different. I was getting in trouble and shit when I was younger. So when I started DJing, I didn't want people to know who I was. You know what I'm saying? And we come from town. a lot of hate sometimes. So, and I had a lot of enemies and all that type of stuff. So, for a long time, I didn't want nobody to know who I was. You know what I'm saying? So I just put my name on there, and they used to say 5D Presents. It didn't say DJ 5D because I wasn't really a DJ. I just was making CDs. So it took me a long time to just come out of that shell. But once that magazine hit, it was on about.
I'm glad you said that it wasn't like an instant, because I feel like right now, the era that we're living in right now, a lot of young kids feel like everything has to be instant because they're so consumed with social media and they see that everything appears to be instant, but it's a transition.
Yeah, it was. It took a while. Like when I started making what I was making in 4 hours, I was making that work in a whole week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
40 hours to 4 hours, it was the same thing. And I remember my mom cussing me out, like, you can't quit your job. I'm like, Mom, I do the same thing in 4 hours. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? The difference was just, you come from old school way, so they think of stability, they think 401k and all that stuff. So you just gotta figure it out.
Seems like with DJing, y'all get a pass when it comes. Well, but that's what you're here to set the record straight. Because it seems like in the hip hop culture, it seems like you can only be successful or pursue a rap career for a certain amount of time. But it doesn't seem like they put that stipulation on DJs. Like, they don't clown y'all, they don't try to come at y'all for what age y'all enter in the game or how long y'all been in the game. Have you ever felt that pressure, or am I completely wrong? Like, have you ever felt like you needed to retire, or have you ever felt like you was too old to be in this game?
Yeah, I remember when I was like, man, I ain't gonna be DJing in the club when I'm 40, 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was saying that, but it was like, but you know what? I was almost ready. I was trying to transition out of DJing right before COVID. Like, I had plans to do a bunch of different stuff. And then when COVID hit, it was like, and I got to come back outside. I was like, God damn, I missed it. It was like all that energy, that give and take. You know what I'm saying? I missed it. You know what I'm saying? So it gave me a lot of life. But you needed that break because you're used to being in that cycle, being in the club every week. It start being routine. So sometimes you need a break from it. You know what I'm saying? So COVID was a good thing to give me that little break, and then we was able to go online and rock out, and it was just like,
just was a little different. During the quarantine it was a party in my fucking house.
Listen, I feel like, and no disrespect to anybody who's lost anyone during COVID or is battling with COVID, but I feel like for some of us, COVID was a wake-up call when it came to our career and what we really wanted to do in life. Like,
it was important.
What was important, and it gave us time to step back and be like, this is what I really want to do. Some of us realize that your job can be gone just like that, so why are you going to slave to somebody who can cut you off like that? You might as well pursue what you wanted to do. And you, from what it seems like, figured out like, no, this is really still something that I love to do. And when you speak about energy, it's like, that's one of the things that I respect about DJs, because I'm big on energy. And I always say, like, energy doesn't lie, people do. And it's a special skill to be able to read the room and read energy. And that's what DJs do.
Yeah. That means the skilled DJs, all DJs don't do that.
So some of them miss.
Yeah.
Some of
but sometimes the rooms is hard. If you just go to a room, you just hope there's liquor in there too, because that eats it all up too. Man, you go do parties, they be like, it ain't no liquor here. I be like, God damn, it's gonna be a long night. You just playing every song in the world, they like, they ain't dancing. I'm like, man, this is, man, don't matter. Sometimes it ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But majority of times it's good. But every once in a while you'll have them cool nights. But
you think it's more, would you say it's between the generations though? I mean, because I know you DJ for all different kinds of parties, for weddings and different types of settings. Do you think that does it make a difference? Of course, because kids can't drink, but you think the kids be lit, the little kids?
Yeah, the kids be lit. But the only thing different now, this is like the thing that's messing it up, but not them having as much fun. It's like TikTok. So they don't know how to dance
right
a lot. So they do 15
TikTok
seconds of the song, and then they just look around and look at each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Oh,
they don't know how to party no more.
Oh, 'cause they don't have no steps.
They don't have a whole song to
They
dance
have a
to. So
routine.
it's
They
like,
have a routine.
they got 4 seconds. They do that, and then they step off, and then they be like, they don't know the rest of the song.
Oh, right.
So it's like you gotta work hard. You
Oh,
gotta
right.
What's the
we
word?
was grinding in the back in the day.
I hate
You might make a
TikTok
whole
for
step
that.
up.
It's hard. It got hard.
You might make a whole step up to go to the club.
Yeah, it was horrible. I gotta run through mad TikToks on. It was like, oh god. Yeah.
Hey,
routines is
Hey,
hard.
working.
They working you.
Working. You running through mad. See, that's another instance. You gotta run through mad just like hooks of songs. So you running through mad little pieces. of
Right.
songs, but every crowd is different.
Do you believe the younger generation is actually creating quality music?
To each his own, man.
Do you consider quality music? See anybody right now that you think is putting out quality music?
You gotta stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what quality music is. It's like it's gonna be here 10 years later. We still gonna hear that.
Are we like how we still singing? I wanna dance with somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some definite timeless joints.
And some timeless music. So that's what it is. There's some good people out right now. I don't listen to a lot of music though. I just be listening to podcasts all day. I really don't listen to music. Nah,
How can you be a DJ and not listen to music?
I never listen to music.
Are you serious?
I listen to music all weekend.
You
I
sound
gotta
like
play
Lil
music.
Wayne. Lil Wayne said, I don't listen to nobody but
Nah,
myself.
I don't want to play music all weekend. I need peace during the week. I don't want to hear no music. I mean, I might have something soft in the background depending on the mood where we at. Other than that, I don't know. I'm listening to podcasts.
I'm a Pisces. My whole life is themed around music.
So is mine.
Like-
I'm in a walk-in theme song all day. It is music constantly
Like,
playing in the background.
But you gotta think how my brain is. I gotta go in the club. I gotta play these same songs
Over
and
and
over again.
I mean,
I'm adding new songs in there here and there, and constantly we add new songs, but it's still routine.
you gotta play with the
Yeah, you don't
people.
wanna- Yeah, like hairdressers don't want to do their hair all the time. Like they doing everybody else's hair. It's like
Do you have like any hip hop artists? We can edit this. Do you have any hip hop artists from this area that you think is headed in the right direction, or that you have your eye on, or that you can actually like play and get the crowd like?
yeah, Cartier and go off. Like been like consistently like for a long time. It's like the only. I mean, not like the only, but majority for the longest time. I've been playing his music and they know the words.
Yeah.
They know the lyrics word for word. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want from the club. Like a lot of people, like artists come up and be like, "Can you play my song?" Blah blah blah. You play it, then clear the dance floor. So
Right.
that's not my job. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I might play you. I can try to play you early. I can play you one, but my position when I'm in the club is to make the people dance. So if they don't know your song, I try to work it here and there. I try to throw one here and there everywhere, but got these joints in rotation. Like Shy got some joints in rotation. His joint go off, that cookie. Just a couple joints. There's a couple joints that ring off. You know what I'm saying? Like when you play them, they just
It's just
they
automatic.
the city bangers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They know them joints.
Yeah, we had Gotti on the show, and that was one of the things, like, when we first sat down with Gotti, and I was, like, looking over and listening to his album and stuff, I was just, like, I could feel the energy. I was just, like, I feel like you're going to be one of the ones, like,
He always just stood out. He just been grinding forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the people judge. You know what I'm saying? It's not my choice. The people judge what they want to hear, and they be asking for the songs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People come up to me like, play that guy or that. They'll tell you. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm listening to the people. I work for y'all. I don't work for
You
them.
remember me ever coming up to you drunk, like, playing? I don't think I did that a lot, though.
I don't think I did that a lot. Nah,
Yeah, I don't think I did
People
that.
be drunk all the time. That's a song. Can you play that song that go like, nah, nah, nah?
No.
Now, what I will tell y'all one thing that I learned is that when you ask the DJ to play a song, bring money with you. Tip your DJs. Y'all don't like tipping nobody. I
Right.
realize.
Tip your people.
Yeah.
Tip your personnel.
Tip the dispensary people.
Right.
Because every time I go to the dispensary can be fucking empty as hell. And tip your DJs. Like when you want to hear a song, pass them off. They standing on their feet for how long? And then you in their ear begging them
drinking.
Like they be drunk and then they be trying to touch your tables and mess your shit
Oh,
up.
no.
Then they holding a drink over your fucking
See, no.
$2,000 laptop and fucking and you
With
fucking
no
go
money
for
in they
all
fucking
this
hand.
shit.
You know what that sound like? That sound like house party. Keep up to the fucking
Yeah,
table.
that's why we like keep people away from the booth. Like just stay over there. Like, don't come.
Alright, so now that I have a DJ, is somebody that we all respect in this area, South Jersey, Atlantic City area, cause
But
what's
he's
so
internationally known. Like, don't get it
yes, the
He
names,
got some
the
credentials.
yes, cause I look down the line on pictures he be taking, people that he's brought to our city alone, like, but I get irritated when I see posts that say, if you 30 years old, stop trying to be a rapper, da 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 da, or if you 40, that shit is whack. Why are you? So what would you say to someone who's 40 years old and still pursuing a rap career? Like,
I mean, I guess it just depends on. I mean, are they trying to make a career or is it just a hobby now? You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it too long and you're just spending that money and you ain't getting nowhere, it's a hobby. It's not a career. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it just depends on. I mean, do whatever you want to do. If that makes you happy, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
Fuck what people
just
say.
a big believer. Like, I just don't understand why in hip hop we give an expiration date on someone pursuing.
You can't be no grown ass man still trying to tell me to buy your music and shit. I don't listen.
You don't think so?
It's a cap somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it is a cap. Because first of all, who's your demographic that you're selling this music to? You an old ass nigga? Who you
Well,
selling?
wait, DJ 5D.
I'm laughing, but I'm rooting for y'all.
We still rooting for y'all. Know what it looks like for rappers to age out because we haven't seen rappers age out. What does people do
You can
rock
play
music,
country music.
do all this shit.
and
He's
start
90
at
fucking
40,
years old.
and nobody's gonna say nothing to you.
Yeah, but it's like the music industry. Well, hip hop is driven by the younger artists. So it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So most of the people that we like already, we already love them. That will go buy their new stuff. They talking and stuff that we want to hear. You know, like, this is how music is. This is how, let me give you a hint on how you read the room. This is how I read the room. When I go in the room, I look at people and I try to guess their age. So if I'm looking at you, I know you somewhere between 30, 35, 45, right? So I know when you was in high school, somewhere around the 90s, 2000s. So that's gonna be your favorite time.
Right.
So that's how you collect them. Boom. All right. They want to hear stuff from they want to hear stuff from the 90s. So if you 40, you want to hear stuff from the 90s, maybe early 80s. If you 50, you want to hear stuff from the 80s. If you 60, you want to hear stuff from the.
Well, I'm a little different. I just went to a Little Babies concert, so I want to hear Little Baby, but.
But but it's different now a little bit too because now we got the internet and everybody got Apple Music on their phone.
Yeah,
so you
right.
can listen to what you want to listen to. So it makes it a little bit harder for the DJs now because before it used to be a lot of programming going on with the music. So music programs. So we used to have the music 2, 4, 5 months before y'all even got it. But now everybody get the music at the same time.
Instant.
So it's a million people on YouTube that we might not never heard before, and it's a whole group of individuals that listen to over here, and they come to the party and they like play this song, but we never even heard this shit before.
Right.
So the times has changed it. So but the thing is, everybody got access to everything. So we just look it up on our phone, boom, boom.
So if you DJ 5D's friend and you 40 years old and you trying to pursue a music career, he gonna tell you to
It's
rap
a cat.
He gonna tell you to rap that shit up, B.
He gonna say it's a cat. He don't know where it's at. But you
Get
probably
that-
already touched it.
Yes, you rap that shit up.
So it's a hobby. So
I really thought his answer was
gonna
gonna
be
be
like,
different.
go ahead, do it. He said,
If it's a
don't
hobby,
do it.
if it's a hobby, they doing it out of love. They're not trying to make it a
He
career.
said, don't do
So
it.
if you love it,
It's not
do
right.
that shit. Fuck that. Don't make it no career.
Well, what was your secret? To be honest,
Music saved my life. I had to get the fuck out of the street. So
but
that was
how
my
did
secret.
you make it successful though? Because it's one thing to want to do something and then actually be able to make a living doing it.
Well, I didn't know I was gonna make it. I didn't know it was gonna work. I just tried it. And, you know what I'm saying? I just went hard. I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? So I got the hunger of just like I gotta. You know, people started liking it. All right, so I used to rap first.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get in the archives. We got to always find it out after it. We always find out these things after they get here.
My God!
We wouldn't want to see that.
So,
What was your rapper name?
It was 5 days.
It was always
Where,
5 days.
where was you rapping out of?
I was back on.
Back Raleigh?
Okay.
But I moved to back row. I moved to back row when I was 13. You know what I'm saying? I was in ACA before that. So, yeah, so I was rapping. I was on talent shows and all that in high school, all that. I rapped at the Wonder Gardens, all that.
Oh, he's showing his age.
Yeah, I was
The Wonder Gardens.
But yeah, he was like 16 sneaking in there.
Wonder Gardens don't even long.
Yeah, it might have been Bentley's then. Yeah, it might have been Bentley's then. But yeah, I was rapping first. And then I was doing it and then me and my partners, we had a little situation. We was all trying to rap. When we was young, we was all trying to rap and stuff. Then my man got these other dudes. He was like, man, I got these new dudes, and them niggas was rapping. I was too analytical. I'm trying to make my song the best. It took me 2 months to write one song. These niggas was rapping out songs.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I can't be no rapper. These niggas is
Turn
way-
over too high.
Yeah, these niggas is way too good, better than me. I'm like, so they was doing so. I was like, nah, I ain't rapping no more. And then, but what I did, when I was getting on the bus, I was always the dude that had the tape. So I was making tape, and everybody one day had the tape when I came on the bus and stuff like that. So, and I would have house parties in my house from like the young age of like 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to be at work. I used to sneak everybody in the house to have parties.
Oh, wow.
That's when Luke was like crazy. He was just play jump. They was like, "Fop, bring that Luke tape out." You know what I'm saying? And
So y'all house was the house where everybody was bumping and grinding.
With
Indeed.
Gene Prince on the wall.
Indeed.
Uncle Luke was 12 to 15 minutes of nonstop things happened to Uncle
And
Luke.
I ain't even had the tape. I couldn't even afford the tape. I had the VCR tape. I taped off the box. The video would take off the box. So
They don't even know what the box is. They don't even know what the box
I'm really
is.
showing my age right now.
Okay, if you knew what the box is, do you know what your favorite number was when it came across the bottom of the screen and you just waited?
Mm-hmm.
You might have to wait, but you knew your song was eventually going to come on. That was one of my favorite things. I got in trouble for ordering videos from the
I ain't
box.
never did order no shit from Miss Annie Floyd with a hook.
I had a beat and I ate it. I ate that beat. It was worth it. It was
Dope.
so I can listen to Michael Jackson. So I wanted to see Billie Jean.
And if you only would have known you was gonna grow up and be able to listen to Michael Jackson
For free. And I listen to Billie Jean all the time now. That's really what I wanted to see. I just wanted to see the Billie Jean video. How do you think you keep yourself relevant?
Work. I don't really know. I just be working. I just try to stay consistent. I just say what I'm going to do, and I show up, and I just make sure I get my all at every party I go to.
I think consistency is one of the biggest factors in anything that you do. Is just being consistent. Once people realize they
know they can depend on me. You feel me?
Right.
If I say I'm gonna be somewhere, I'm gonna be there. So I guess that's the biggest thing. People can show up and do what I say, or they know what I'm gonna do.
It's always a party when DJ 5D in the house.
Yeah.
It's always a party. I've never been to a 5D party that wasn't lit. I've never been somewhere where he DJ'd that people wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think he would be who he is today
I
if
don't
he
think
ever
so.
had that record. Like, that party was whack as shit. Like, yeah, I don't know. And there's some DJs, I won't mention their name. I can't remember their names.
Very
To really be honest with you, like, even if I wanted to mention their names, like, I really can't remember their names. But there's been a couple that was around the same
But
time.
you gotta love this shit you do. Some
Right.
people get in it for the wrong reason. Like, I love this shit. Like, I'm like, when I come in there, I'm like, let's rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this shit. Like, I put time and effort into making all my music. Like, I make sure I put time, years. That computer, that shit got every song you could possibly imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it take time, a lot of money to get that shit right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't want to put the hard work and they don't see what goes in behind the scenes to
Right.
create create this night about the experience. You know, people want to hear certain shit. I gotta have that shit in the computer when it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have it. You're doing weddings, it take prep. You gotta be on the phone talking to people, going over their wedding list. You gotta make sure it's right. All that type of stuff. When you get to the club, you want to have the newest joint when you come in. So there's a lot of preparation that goes in before you step into the club.
Like, this, I already had my songs picked out. I want this when I fucking come in the door.
This shit is real. Like I just did like somebody's repass. Like they was like they want 5D to DJ their repass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my 22nd year. So you know what I'm saying? Like I done did people's weddings, then get around and did their kids' sweet 16, then go back and done the kids' prom, like all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is like a family. You know what I'm saying? I'm AC. You know what I'm saying? Like I love this shit. I love this town. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm part of the community. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
what is your favorite era of music to DJ? What's your favorite era to DJ?
just like probably like some 90s R&B. I like to dig in that 90s. But sometimes I like to have fun when I could just. Now it's probably when I get a chance to play like some 80s shit. They be like, we having an 80s party. I'll be like, yes. Because I don't get a chance to play it because it's so far back now because you're playing a lot of new stuff.
When you say it like that, when you say it like that,
I don't know nothing about the 80s.
I know some 80s music.
But listen, I know I was getting old when they was coming to the club. Like, can you play some old school Biggie? I was like,
listening to the radio.
Biggie is old school. That was my turn.
Like, and it's still not smart as hell though.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. I'm old now, yeah. So.
Wait, I have a 5D story. I remember a couple years. This was probably a couple years ago before the pandemic, and he brought Jewels here, and he had Cabela. I can't remember what club it was at.
That was my birthday party in Todd.
All right, so of course, was it Todd?
It was Hard Rock. Yeah, it was like Hard Rock.
So everybody's in there, you know, DJ playing all the new stuff or whatever. The crowd was all right, but then as soon as they hit that 90s, that late 90s, early 2000 mark, like you could just see the shift in the whole crowd of who was in that age range.
Yeah.
Because we was like, and we looking at them like, they don't even know these songs. Like, they don't even know these songs.
But who was you growing up with that you don't know these songs?
Right.
All your kids is going to know all
Who
these
raised
songs.
these niggas?
Yes! Who has been your most memorable celebrity moment? Because we've seen you around a lot of people, working with a lot of different celebrities. So who would you say is your most memorable?
Just person I've been around. I mean, for like
Been around, worked with, whatever type of experience you had, the most memorable. Because you brought people here, you've done celebrity parties.
Probably Jewels again. I just made so much money off with Jewels.
Jewels?
Really?
Yeah, it's House of Blues. It's like when House of Blues first opened up.
Okay.
I brought them there. I just made so much money.
They said Jewels was supposed to be the Lil Wayne.
They say he's supposed to blow.
Yeah, well, think about it. It was like it was working. Wayne wasn't really popping here in the beginning. He was South, and he was just coming off that Cash Money wave. He ain't have like that stuff, but when he was rocking with Jewels and Camden and Sucker the Knot came out, it changed. It got the East Coast fucking with him. So it was him and Jewels back to back. They had that I Can't Breathe mixtape and all that stuff.
Yes, I love it. I still listen to it.
They was like still on the same level. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I spit at that time.
So Jewels, dang.
Yeah, Jewels was that dude. Like when I brought him here, he had just put out that album. He had Oh Yes on the radio. He had the Whistle song, and he had like Dipset Anthem or something. And, I got him for like $10,000. So he had both.
So what you think about that verse?
This was crazy.
What you think about that?
Oh! So, are we really going to go there? We just gave a mad prop, though. We're not going to do that to Dipset.
I love Dipset.
Jewels is
I
that
just-
dude, man.
I
I was
just-
fucked up, but Jewels just came home, man. Give him some time to get something back together.
He had his whole fucking wardrobe on.
I mean, Kiss
Hey, man.
carried the whole verses.
That was
On
different. That was different. Man.
Was you watching it while it was
I think
happening?
I was
I was,
watching that.
everybody was watching
That's
it.
probably the only verses I watched like 5-6 times. You know what I'm saying? Like
I really.
that was the one you just kept playing it
I
down.
like that one, and I like
energy.
Rick Ross.
didn't see the Rick Ross.
Rick Ross with 2 Chainz.
I went to the Big Daddy Kane Karis one.
You did? Did you like
That was crazy.
it?
Yeah,
I heard it was bananas.
Big
in
Daddy
there.
Kane was like my idol when I was growing up, so I was like rapping every verse. I was
Right.
a real fan in the audience, right? Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's like younger right now, trying to pursue a career, and they want to make this a legit career as a DJ? Like, what advice could you give them?
Learn the music. Learn the music. You know what I'm saying? Be able to read the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Get good equipment. You know what I'm saying? Don't be coming in with no raggedy ass equipment and stuff be cutting off. You know what I'm saying? Invest in yourself. So invest in good equipment. Learn your equipment. You know, and practice. You know what I'm saying? And just do what you say you're gonna do. You'll be alright.
Are you still using
On wax. You still do wax?
Or you
sometimes?
doing-
Or you all digital?
It's all digital. Nobody uses wax.
nobody?
Nobody mixes by hand anymore.
They do.
Nobody.
Sometimes, depending. Some people have like pre-recorded mixes. It just depends on who it is. If the younger kids ain't gonna do that because they don't come from that.
They don't
Everybody's
even know
already
what
done.
records are. They don't
Yeah,
know what to do with that.
Yeah,
They
you
don't even
don't-
know what to do with it.
Nobody's walking around with crates no more. That's too much work. It's like people used to have. That's when DJs used to have crews because they had to carry so much stuff.
Major impact and everything. Like, do you have DJs under you that you're training or anything like that?
Not at this time. Not at this time. Like when I started that, like that was the goal I was trying to get because it was like back then I felt like it was that little 2000, like when Serato came out, like it was a lot of DJs just starting, like trying to jump on the bandwagon and get the thing, and I was just trying to do like major impact DJs, so DJs wouldn't be undercutting, like they ain't understand the business a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, everybody is like, we only charging $100 a DJ for. I'm like, y'all fucking up the whole market.
Right,
Like, this is bad. Like,
Right.
I gotta do something. I'm
Right.
trying to figure it out. Like, yo, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. It was getting out of hand. It was like, I ain't bringing my price down, but all y'all
You need to bring
y'all
your
gotta bring it up a little bit so
Right.
we can all eat. Like, y'all must up the
Right.
market.
And y'all bringing down the value.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they get it's like that with everything. When they get oversaturated,
And
you want to bring down the value.
wow.